So what am I fighting for? Everything back and more. And I don't wanna let this go. I'm ready to settle the score. Get ready, 'cause this is
Good evening, everybody, and for the final time this season, welcome to Robot Wars Reborn Cup Season 3. The journey to this point has been long, adventurous, chaotic, and fun. And for 6 bots, the journey is still going on. For one of these bots, though, it's going to end with a championship. And there's 6 hungry competitors looking to get it. For 5 of you, it's gonna end in tears. I hope you prepare yourselves, because those odds are not good. 1 in 6. Someone's gonna lose. Lightning. Stinger. But yeah, I'm so excited to see who's gonna win it. We've got some great competitors going for the nut, and I don't know where it's gonna go from here. We've had such a crazy season so far. Anything can happen. Let's take it over to the other person who's gonna be just as excited to see a champion crowned. My boy, Rich. Rich, how are you doing today? Are you excited to finally crown a champion?
Thanks very much, Nick. Welcome everybody to the grand final of this season of the Robot Wars Reborn Cup. I'm so excited to see who our new champion's gonna be. That is, if our current champion, Can Opener, did not succeed in defending his title. And he's still with us, along with a former champ in Supernova, a former runner-up in Fluffy, along with a few other bots that I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't expect to make it this far in the contest. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you are still disappointed over the endless rush puns that I made back in Semifinals A, but trust me when I say they serve a purpose. What exactly is that purpose? Well, I'm going to have to tell you much, much later, because right now we have a whole lot of ground to cover tonight and only so little time to do it, so let's get going, shall we? Alright, here we go, folks. The grand final is all set and ready to go. We have Supernova, our former champ, going up against the underdog Lightning. Can Opener, the #1 seed and reigning champ, the only seed left this season, will be taking on the vertical spinner of Aftershock. But leading things off tonight, it is the other underdog, probably the biggest surprise of this season, Stinger, a grand finalist. Who would have thunk? Going up against Fluffy, the runner-up from Season 1. Let the grand final begin!
From Bramston in Lincoln, Stinger.
Here is Stinger, the only overhead thwackbot remaining this season, and he's caught some big surprises along the way, such as taking out the #2 seed Storm 2. I've stated time and time again, never underestimate that mace.
From London, Fluffy.
Fluffy destroyed Barbarous and Typhoon 2 to make it to the grand final, and he is feeling very determined to finish as the #1 seed. If he gets past Stinger, he's got to think about what to do if he fights the reigning champ or even the former champ Supernova, who took the crown from Fluffy 2 seasons ago.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
I'm not sure how well Stinger will hold up against Fluffy, because those large wheels are just basically targets for Fluffy's spinner, and I rest my case right there. Stinger already losing a wheel courtesy of the spinner of Fluffy. Stinger now on the run, trying to bring that mace into play, but takes another hit from Fluffy. Stinger trying to keep that mace facing towards Fluffy, but it's not working out very well for him. Fluffy taking off more of Stinger's wheels. Fluffy doing all the hard work straight away, causing some critical damage to Stinger, taking off his wheels, destroying his chances of going past the first hurdle. Fluffy is looking to finish off Stinger, looking to get the killing blow. Stinger now smoking, now in major trouble, and now defeated. Fluffy is the winner of the first match of the grand final. Well, that went pretty much how I expected it to go. Stinger losing his wheels and this match at the hands of Fluffy, but Stinger's not out of it yet. We'll see him again later in the losers melee, while Fluffy will go on through to the winners melee. And now, next up for round 1, it's the champion can opener against Aftershock.
From West Bromwich, Birmingham, the number 1 seed, can opener.
Can opener, the reigning champ and the bot that just won't die. He has lost 3 times this season. Yes, you heard right, 3 times against Lightning, Typhoon 2, and Supernova, and somehow he's still here. Does he have extra lives enabled or what?
From Reading and Gravesend, Aftershock.
Quite a devastating machine, this one. Aftershock devastated M2 and Ironaut in the semifinals to make it here to the grand final. If he can devastate Can Opener, he'll pull off quite a shock indeed. Although not as big a shock as Can Opener still being around after 3 losses this season.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
What can Aftershock do against Can Opener, who got a little nip, 2 nips on the wedge of Aftershock, who is fighting back with that flywheel, tilting Can Opener up onto his side in retaliation. Can Opener now on the run after this little onslaught right here by Aftershock. Couldn't quite get Can Opener over, but scoring some points. Can Opener with a couple more grabs with those claws as Aftershock inverts Can Opener with that flywheel, which is now spinning full speed as Can Opener loses a piece of his primary weapon and gets thrown onto an angle grinder by Aftershock, who is being absolutely relentless here. Look at that, showing no mercy towards the champ. Aftershock breaking off a piece of Can Opener's armament and just landing some big, hard, heavy-hitting blows on Can Opener, just mauling him across the arena floor, and he is still doing so, dishing out some devastating hits. Can Opener taking some more punishing blows from the flywheel of Aftershock. He needs to come up with something if he wants to survive, but that's not going to happen because Aftershock just finished off the champ right here. Can Opener was his 4th loss this season, and it's Aftershock who will go through to the winner's melee.
Cease.
Man, Aftershock just mopped the floor with Can Opener, who will be in the loser's melee. Yeah, he's still here, guys. 4 losses this season, and Can Opener somehow is still fighting on. But more about that later, because right now it's time to finish off round 1 with Supernova against Lightning.
From Surrey, Supernova.
Welcome back to the Grand Final, Supernova. Good to see you here again after failing to get a wild card last season. I'm sure a lot of people are still upset about that, but here he is right now. His performance this season is pretty much the opposite of his performance from last season, and more so mirroring his performance from season 1.
From Horn Church in Essex, Lightning.
Say what you will about Lightning and his controversial judge's decision victory over Can Opener, he is here to prove that he is indeed a powerhouse performer. He was just barely able to squeeze his way past the current champ. Now let's see what he can do up against a former champ.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
So, it's the spinner against the flipper. Lightning immediately bailing for the pit release button. That's probably a wise move when you're going up against a former champ in Supernova, who He's got his weapon spinning up to full speed, driving up the wedge of Lightning. Lightning, I'm not sure if he's going to take any risk on using the flipper. Oh, he just did right there, and he ended up paying the price, losing the flipper to the spinner of Supernova. Lightning took his chances, and he ends up losing his weapon because of it. Well, most of his weapon anyway. Part of the flipper is still in there. Lightning still under Supernova, puts him on the arena flipper, but Supernova is able to drive away, and he can drive either way up anyway. Lightning now bringing those rear spikes into play. I think that's the first time we've seen Lightning use his rear spikes against someone else. Supernova just chipping away on Lightning with that spinner. Lightning trying to get a flip in, but missed as Supernova goes back up the wedge of Lightning. Can he take off the rest of Lightning's flipper? Maybe, maybe not. Lightning playing it a little bit cautious here, just wedging under Supernova, trying to get some control, and he does so right there, using those spikes to stop the spinner of Supernova. Lightning doing a good job here, maintaining control over Supernova until Supernova got away, and his weapon is now spinning up to full speed again. Lightning, what's he doing? Is he going to try to flank Supernova? Well, that's not working out in his favor, but he's able to get under Supernova regardless. Supernova got a lot of ground clearance, but Lightning did not got a lot of life left in him as Supernova got a critical hit on Lightning, who slams Supernova into the wall and turns him over. Lightning with another hit there from the spinner of Supernova. He's got to be careful. Lightning is one hit away from being KO'd as he gets under Supernova and tried to pin him against the wall again, but Supernova able to drive off with ease, and he gets the killing blow on Lightning right there. Lightning is done for. He had control over Supernova for a good amount of the fight. There's the impact against the wall right there that turns Supernova over, and Supernova gets the killing blow right there. And that'll do it for the first round of the grand final. Lightning takes the final spot in the losers melee alongside Can Opener, the champion, and Stinger. But first up for the second round, or should I say the melee round, we are going to have the 3 first round winners, Fluffy, Supernova, and Aftershock, battle it out. The winner of this melee gets automatic entry for the title match, while the losing robots will have to stick around for some additional matches.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
And here we go with all 3 spinners winding up to speed for the winner's melee. Aftershock landing the first hit on Fluffy, or is it the other way around? Oh, Supernova losing a piece of his wheel guard and get turned over by Aftershock, who then turns his attention towards Fluffy and back to Supernova. Aftershock doing a great job fending off both of his opponents, going after Fluffy here, and then immediately going straight after Supernova. Aftershock putting that vertical disc to great use here, going after Fluffy now, pushing him over the flame pit and going over the flame pit himself, as Supernova gets a hit on Aftershock, who will chip it away at Supernova. Oh, Aftershock has been knocked out by Supernova right here. There's the killing blow, courtesy of Supernova. That is the end of Aftershock. He won't be going through to the grand final. There goes a piece of Supernova's disc as the flipper fired. Whoa, Supernova! What the hell happened there? Supernova just got yeeted straight out of the arena. By no means of the arena flipper, it was instead a glitch. There goes Supernova's disc, part of it anyway, and there goes Supernova himself. And because of that glitch, we have to restart the match.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
So here we go with the match reset with only Fluffy and Supernova. Aftershock has already been knocked out, and because of that, he was knocked out before the reset. Aftershock won't be going to the grand final this way, and Supernova losing that piece of his disc again. Aftershock going to have to do some extra work if he wants to get to the grand final himself, but who's actually going to go to the grand final this way? It all depends on the outcome of this match. Supernova losing pieces of his wheel guard at both robots. Whoa! Supernova shooting straight up into the ceiling and comes crashing down to the floor. Are we going to have to do another match restart? There's Supernova shooting straight up to the ceiling, and I'm getting word that no, we're going to let the fight continue on as both robots remain in the field of play. Supernova losing the rest of his flywheel and a wheel as well. Fluffy doing some critical damage to the former champ. Supernova is paying the price after beating Fluffy back in the Series 1 Grand Final. Fluffy is out for blood, out for vengeance. Supernova now stuck in the arena floor, and now we're going to have to restart because another glitch has struck Supernova right there. Time for take 3.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Here we go with another take of the Season 1 Grand Final rematch. Supernova bailing for the pit release button as the bots clash weapon to weapon. Fluffy's seemingly a bit larger than Supernova. Well, he's definitely larger than Supernova now because he had taken pieces off of Supernova. There goes the entire weapon system of the former champ. Supernova losing the axe blades, losing the flywheel, losing his primary weapon completely, losing any chance he has of knocking out Fluffy, well, in terms of damage, but he can still get Fluffy into the pit somehow. Question is, how can he pull it off? Supernova got to rely on pushing Fluffy toward the pit, and that's going to be difficult to do so because Fluffy is continuing to do some more damage to Supernova, taking off pieces of the wheel guard. Supernova is trying to lure Fluffy toward the pit, trying to trick him into falling into oblivion. Supernova is now smoking. That's definitely not good for the former champ. Oh, Fluffy losing a piece of his weapon somehow. I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but Supernova is fighting back with all he's got, and what he's got ain't much compared to what Fluffy's got. He is mostly intact, and he got a critical hit right there on Supernova, who is on the run. So why are you resting over the flame jet, Supernova? That was pretty dumb. Supernova staying by the pit. Ooh, Supernova nearly reversed into the pit, trying to lure Fluffy in, but it's not going to happen because Fluffy just got the finishing blow on Supernova right here on the backside. Supernova is out. Fluffy is through to the grand final. And with that, Fluffy has earned himself not just vengeance, but also a spot in the title match. He gets to sit back and relax for a while Supernova and Aftershock are going to have to do some extra work to try to get the second spot in the title match. In the meantime, it's time to commence with the losers melee with Stinger, Can Opener, and Lightning. 2 robots will advance to the next round. 1 will be eliminated.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Let's see if we can avoid any glitches in this match. I don't get what with Supernova getting those glitches in the previous bout. Can Opener attacking Lightning, trying to get revenge after that controversial loss back in Heat H. Stinger with a little hit off the side of Lightning after opening up the pit. Can Opener attacking Stinger. Lightning attacking Can Opener, trying to push him toward the pit, but Can Opener able to drive off and get a little grab off this weapon of Stinger and break a piece off as well. Stinger sucker punch by Can Opener right here, who broke off a piece of the mace. Stinger won't like that, and Lightning tried to push Can Opener toward the pit, but Can Opener swerved away, and Lightning very nearly drove in himself. Can Opener is determined to take down Lightning, and I wouldn't blame him. Lightning flipping Can Opener upside down as Can Opener continues nipping away across the wedge of Lightning. Stinger trying to get back in on the action, only to get his tires punctured by those rear spikes of Lightning. All 3 robots being equally aggressive toward each other. Stinger going after Lightning. Lightning slams Can Opener, tilts him onto his side, and throws him back down on his wheels. Can Opener lucky to be back on his wheels and going after Stinger, going after those big, beefy tires of Stinger. Can Opener with a nice attack right there, putting those claws to good use as he goes back after Lightning, who gets under Can Opener and drives him all the way across the arena floor toward the opposite wall, and Can Opener very nearly out of the arena there. Lightning almost achieved the unthinkable as Can Opener loses a piece of his weapon. Stinger with a little bit of payback right there. Lightning, look at that. Can Opener almost went over the wall and out, and Stinger returning the favor to Can Opener, breaking off a piece of his weapon after the latter broke off a piece of the former's weapon earlier in the bout. Lightning now trying to push Stinger toward the pit. Good luck with that, Lightning. Can Opener trying to do some more damage with what's left of his primary weaponry, and Can Opener slams into Lightning and tumbles back right side up, continuing to go after Lightning. He is so determined to get his revenge on Lightning, and now he turns his attention back towards Stinger. Make up your mind, Can Opener. Well, this is a free-for-all, so anything goes, I guess. Oh, Can Opener taking off a wheel of Stinger, and the wheel slowly rolls into the pit. Hole in one for Can Opener, who gets the left hook right there, taking off Stinger's wheel. Stinger now heavily crippled, mobility impaired. He's not going to be able to do much with just one wheel, and Lightning is looking to go back in on the attack after Stinger, and he pins him into the wall. Can Opener gets another hit on Lightning, and is Lightning immobilized? He's not moving. Stinger's stuck on his side, and Lightning's showing no signs of movement. I think Lightning had been knocked out here. Let's have a look at the replay. Lightning pushing Stinger toward the wall, and it was that impact right there that somehow took Lightning out. So that's it. Lightning is done. Can Opener and Stinger are through. Well, can you believe this? Everybody's achieving vengeance tonight. First, Fluffy gets revenge on Supernova, and now Can Opener gets revenge on Lightning with some assistance from Stinger. So those two are through to the next round, and Can Opener has a chance to earn some more revenge as he is going to have to fight Aftershock again. But before they do, we are going to see Stinger and Supernova battled out as we begin the road to the title to see whoever will fight Fluffy for the championship match.
Audience, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Will we see a repeat of Stinger's fight against Fluffy here? Because Supernova is very similar in design to Fluffy, and that goes without saying as he takes off a piece of Stinger's mace very early on. Supernova dishing out some early damage as he breaks a piece off of Stinger's armament. Stinger now trying to fight back with what he's got and to avoid that spinner of Supernova, but that's proven difficult to do so. Now it's going to be very difficult to do so as he has lost parts of his wheels and more parts of his weapon to that disc of Supernova. Stinger is trying to fight back with his mace, but he just lost another part of his wheel, and Supernova could be going for the other wheel, and he just got it right there. Now Stinger had no way to move on his own. Supernova with a celebratory victory dance as he had done all the dirty work here, taking off the wheels, taking off parts of the mace of Stinger, and now Stinger had nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, for he had no wheels left on that wagon. Supernova now sits idly as he waits for the count on Stinger to reach 0, as Supernova will be continuing down the road to the championship match. Supernova is through. So Supernova takes the sting out of Stinger's tail and is through to the next round of the grand final, where he shall await the winner of our next match, a rematch between the champion Can Opener and the vertical disc spinner Aftershock.
Audience, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
We've seen Can Opener get vengeance on Lightning earlier. Can he also get vengeance on Aftershock? Well, so far that's proven to be quite unlikely, as Aftershock dealt the first couple of big hits on Can Opener with that vertical flywheel, and he is continuing to dish out some early damage to the champ, who is struggling here much like he was when these two met earlier. I see a piece on the floor. Who'd that come off of? Hard to say. But what isn't hard to say is that Aftershock is determined to finish what he started as he breaks off Can Opener's left claw. Can Opener now on the run after this attack right here by Aftershock, lobbing off a part of Can Opener's primary weapon. Can Opener now got that right claw, which has just been taken off by Aftershock spinner. Can Opener can no longer do any more damage with his primary armament. He now has to rely on that rear spike, or perhaps get Aftershock into the pit. That's his only hope of winning this match and staying in the competition. But Aftershock is not going to let that happen. He wants to dethrone the champ. He wants to finish off the king for good. Aftershock is doing all he can to send Can Opener out. Can he do it? And the answer is yes, he can. Can Opener is out of the arena completely. Can Opener is no more. He is finally finished, out of the arena, out of the contest, out of the running for a second title. Aftershock is the winner and is through. Welp, it's now official, folks. After 5 losses this season, Can Opener, the champ, and this season's last remaining seated machine is finally finished. Aftershock has done it, and he shall join Supernova in the fight to determine who will face Fluffy for the crown.
Supernova. Aftershock.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Supernova and Aftershock met earlier in the winner's melee alongside Fluffy. Aftershock landing the first hit. Supernova fighting back. Aftershock underneath Supernova and flipping him over on his back. Aftershock scoring an early flip right here, getting in underneath with that flywheel and tipping Supernova upside down. Supernova on the run, but Aftershock runs faster. He is on Supernova tail, sending pieces of his wheel guard out of the arena. Supernova right side up. Run away, run away! Live to fight another day, but Aftershock did not want Supernova to live. He is determined to take down the former champ, determined to get himself into the title match as he is tumbling and pummeling Supernova all across the arena floor. Supernova in all sorts of peril here, getting an absolute butt kicking from that vertical spinner of Aftershock, who has been so merciless from the get-go. But Aftershock is now smoking. I think Supernova might have a fighting chance here. Why did the arena flipper go off? Nobody knows. However, I do know that Supernova is now out of the arena completely. Aftershock has just punched his ticket to the grand final matchup. Supernova won't be getting a second crown this time around, all because of this final attack by Aftershock. Well, how disappointing this must be for Supernova. He was so close to getting his crown back, but alas, he'll have to settle for third instead, as the crown will be handed out to either Fluffy or Aftershock, as they will do battle for the Grand Championship Final. And with that, for the last time this season, it's time for predictions. Nick, you know what you must do, my friend.
Thanks, Rich. So it's almost time for the championship match, and it comes down to two bots that could win it. Two bots that I think, after the way the season's gone, I don't think we're surprised that these two have gotten here. Fluffy and Aftershock have absolutely decimated all of their opponents, including Fluffy decimating Aftershock in the winner's melee, but let's look past that real quick. Both of these bots have been incredible, and maybe overpowered. We shouldn't be surprised that they've gotten here in the end. There were a couple scares along the way for both of them, but for the most part, they've done pretty well. And even as the season had gone on and we knew that certain bots like Carbide were falling out, or when Gemini failed, they were looking pretty good, we've had the consistency between these two. So I'm glad it's these two that are going to go for it. Aftershock, of course, he's a big name in real life. He's done a lot of good things in real life, and he had some spectacular damage once, thanks Carbide. And then, of course, Fluffy, who was at this stage 3 years ago, my bad, because we skipped a year. And he was so close, but Supernova took it away from him. At least he got revenge there, but it will mean nothing if he walks home empty-handed. He's got a chance. They both have a great chance. They both are capable of taking out the other. It's going to be a quick fight regardless. As for who's going to win, I have a sneaky feeling it's going to go to Fluffy, but I don't want to pick, because it could go either way in a second. We've seen with Aftershock, he can go from, ooh, I'm in a little bit of trouble, to, hey, you're knocked out. Fuck you, buddy. So yeah, I hope this is just a great finale that sums up a chaotic season. Rich, how do you think the finale's going to go today?
Thanks, Nick. So, it all comes down to this. Fluffy and Aftershock for the title match. Both of these bots are very different, but very similar at the same time. They both hold very high potential. They're both very, very destructive. They both have some combat experience, and yeah, they've just been so dominant throughout this entire season. Fluffy and Aftershock met earlier in the winner's melee along with Supernova, and of course, Fluffy came out on top there. That's how he got to the title match. But that also allowed for Aftershock to show us more of what he could do tonight. And what he did was not only did he take out the champ can opener twice, but he also took out the former champ Supernova just to get here. Aftershock had been an absolute aggressive, dominant, destructive machine throughout this season, and Fluffy had been pretty dominant and destructive this season as well. I mean, we saw him take out Storm 2, last season's runner-up, earlier this season back in Heat B. So, both of these robots really deserve to make it this far and fight for the crown. But in terms of who gets it? I'm not gonna lie, I'm really split between the two. I really want to say Aftershock, just for the fact that he destroyed both the current and the former champ on his way to the final. But remember I told you I had a speck of hope for Behemoth when he fought Apollo in Robot Wars Series 10 and won? I feel that same speck of hope for Fluffy as well. I mean, given the fact that Fluffy is similarly designed to Supernova, and Supernova didn't stand a chance against Aftershock, my expectation is that this match is going to be pretty similar to Aftershock's fight against Supernova. But who knows? I'm just going to go with my guts and say Fluffy will somehow pull out a win and come out on top. And so, with all that said, let's fire up the Grand Championship Final.
From London, Fluffy. From Reading and Gravesend, Aftershock.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1.
Can Aftershock get vengeance, or will Fluffy succeed in what he failed to do 2 seasons ago? Aftershock chasing Fluffy down. Fluffy got his weapon spinning full speed, trying to bring those spinning axe blades into play, and he just did right there. Both weapons coming in contact and just sort of glancing off of each other. Fluffy coming around with those spinning blades to land a direct hit on the wedge of Aftershock, who gets underneath Fluffy and turns him over upside down. Aftershock continuing his onslaught on Fluffy, sending him upward in the air. Can Fluffy get away from the wall? Yes, he can. He goes back in on the attack, but that's not really working out in his favor. Somebody's smoking, and it looks like it's Aftershock that's smoking, and the jet taking a critical hit. Here's Aftershock being aggressive towards Fluffy, throwing him up in the air with its flywheel, dishing out some damage, but Aftershock has suffered some damage himself. He is low on health. Fluffy is looking to get the knockout hit. One more hit on Aftershock, and that could be it, and that is it. Fluffy had done it! He had scored the knockout hit! He has scored himself the crown! Fluffy, worthy winners of the Robot Wars Reborn Cup Season 3 with this final killing blow right here on Aftershock. Fluffy has done it at long last. Well, folks, there you have it. It is all officially over. Fluffy, the new king of the Warzone, new worthy champions of the Robot Wars Reborn Cup. Congratulations to him. He now had the crown, and he shall have his name placed in the Reborn Cup Hall of Fame, along with former champs Supernova and Can Opener. And let me tell you, this season had been one hell of a roller coaster ride. We've seen some crazy upsets, we've seen some fantastic matches, we've pretty much seen it all. And I think Nick can attest to that.
There you have it, folks. After years of heartbreak and pain after losing in Season 1 and the humiliation of losing first round in Season 2, Fluffy has come back with absolute vengeance, stormed through the competition, and grabbed his trophy. It's his. He's done it. He's earned it the hard way. Congratulations. I'm so pleased for Fluffy, and I know so many of you guys are going to be pleased for him as well. Before we go, there's a couple things we need to get to. Of course, there's going to be a nice little trophy presentation for the podium finishers, because we do want to congratulate Aftershock 2. You had a fantastic season, and I hope you come back next time ready to go, because now you're due a title. And then, of course, Supernova, he went out in possibly controversial but definitely unpredictable circumstances last season, and what a way to rebound. You gave it a great freaking go, man. And maybe in Season 4, your name will be on the title again, but not this time. That's one important thing. We gotta recognize those bots, but the other important thing, let's take it back to Rich real quick, because he has something to tell you guys.
Thank you, Nick. I do have a couple of things that I'd like to say. Plus, I have a big announcement to make, but we'll get to that in a moment. Right now, I would like to say, first of all, congratulations, Fluffy, for becoming the new champion. They rightfully deserve it. I feel like he was destined to become the new champ after he came so close to becoming champ back in Season 1 and he fell in Round 1 last season. So, there's that. Also, the Rush references that I made back in Semifinals A that I said served a purpose. Well, what if I told you I made a Rush reference in all the previous episodes? That's right, the 12 heats plus the Wildcard Desperado event, I dropped the title of a Rush song here and there. Now, why exactly did I do that? Am I that big of a Rush fan that I had to make a reference in every episode? Not entirely. The main reason why that is, and this is where my big announcement comes in, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to be pretty shocked to hear this, but I will not be returning for Season 4 of the Robot Wars Reborn Cup, and let me tell you why. When I started working on this season with Nick, I was still taking college classes, and I was still struggling with the fact that I had to take my classes at home rather than on campus, and because of that, I couldn't really get myself into the right mindset. And so when Season 3 of the Reborn Cup started, I was struggling with a bunch of things. I was struggling with getting my schoolwork done, and my homework done, and my commentary done for the Reborn Cup. It became too much. And pretty soon, it got to a point where I was failing my classes, like, very miserably. And then I ended up falling into a state of depression. And because of that, I had to drop out of those classes before I made things worse for myself. So, yeah, I ended up getting excused from those classes so I could get myself back on track and to get this season of the Reborn Cup done, along with many other things. Now, I'm not saying this is Nick's fault. Far from it. In actuality, it's my fault that things went the way they did, because I was juggling between things that are fun and things that are important. And I was more so leaning toward things that are fun, like the Reborn Cup and live streaming on Twitch, when really I should have prioritized more towards things that are important, like college. I mean, what's more important than education and working towards your future? And so, with that said, as of right now, at the time of this premiere, I'm currently taking a new semester of college. I'm taking the same classes that I did last semester. I'm trying again. I'm working on trying to pass those classes this time around. And I need to have full focus on attending these classes and getting all my schoolwork done. And in order for me to do so, I need to step away from the Reborn Cup, leave all that aside so that I can turn my full attention towards college. Plus the fact that I have a heavyweight robot outside in my backyard, I'm going to be busy working on getting Spinning Mayhem up and running as well, so I can hopefully appear on BattleBots as a contender. We haven't heard words about a new season yet, so fingers crossed. So yeah, that brings the question, who's going to replace me? And what did these Rush references have to do with this big announcement? Well, that's where you guys, the viewers, come in. I actually secretly set up a little contest for you guys, and I didn't want to let Nick know about this because I didn't want him to know about my resignation until just now. But if you guys want an opportunity to fill in my shoes, what you have to do is find the Rush track that I dropped in the 12 Heats plus the Wildcard Desperado event. They're all from the same album. What you need to do is find the timestamp where I dropped those Rush tracks, find the album that those tracks are from, and film a video of yourself commentating over a Robot Arena 2 battle. It doesn't have to be Robot Wars or BattleBots or whatever. It just has to be a Robot Arena 2 match. And feel free to message me or Nick in Discord. I'm sure Nick has the link to the Discord server in the description. And in the end, Nick and I will decide on who will be best suited to be the new commentator for Season 4 of the Robot Wars Reborn Cup. I'm not sure when we'll decide on that, but it'll happen. So yeah, with all that said, I would also like to add, Nick, it's been an honor working with you for this season and last season of the Reborn Cup. I've had so much fun. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of all the fun here. And to you guys watching these videos, thank you so much for showing all of your support, your dedication, your commitment to this channel and to the sport altogether. It means a lot to me and to Nick and to everyone else associated with Robot Combat. And with that, I am BattleBots Boy, signing off for the final time.
I know we are all going to deeply miss Rich's presence in this series. Obviously, the big life stuff has to come first. I've always said this about the channel and about myself. Life's going to get in the way one day, and I'm going to have to start to pull back from the amount I do, including but not limited to right now, the next season of Robot Wars Reborn Cup. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and now, since Rich has come out with some information, it's probably the best time to say it. Robot Wars Reborn Cup will not be returning in 2021. In 2022, we'll come back, we'll visit it, we'll see what's going on. I feel like just these bots, they're old, you know, we keep rehashing the same bots. We don't have a show to piggy bank off of with new designs like we do BattleBots. So maybe this series isn't meant to be annual. Maybe it's every other year. I did try it. I thought it was the best interests, but perhaps not. And the other reason is, considering it's the start of February by the time we're finishing this, it would cause a lot of problems if we tried to do this again in the fall/winter with BattleBots Reborn Cup coming up. And speaking of BattleBots Reborn Cup, that's the other reason I'm not going to do Robot Wars Reborn Cup in 2021. For BattleBots Reborn Cup Season 6, we have massive, massive, massive plans of how to make this thing the most epic thing the channel has ever seen. Trust me, you're going to like the decisions we've made, including to step away from this for a second. So for now, Fluffy, you've got 2 years to celebrate your victory. Everyone else, work hard, come back stronger. We'll see you next season, but we'll also see you in BattleBots Reborn Cup during the summer. On behalf of Rich, Sam, Dom, Cap, Matt, everyone that's helped with this series, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. But for now, take care. Congrats, Fluffy.
Presenting your new number 3 seed. From Surrey, Supernova. Your new number 2 seed. From Reading and Gravesend, Aftershock. And now, your new champion of Robot Wars Reborn Cup. From London, Fluffy.
Well, that's it. It's all over. That was a lot of fun. I am going to miss working with Nick on the Reborn Cup. But I gotta do what I gotta do. I am curious on who my replacement will be for next season. Only time will tell, I guess.